Well, a wonderful way to give back to your community, to make a huge impact on a child's life. CASA of Northeast Tennessee is looking for volunteers, and this morning we learn more about that opportunity and the training that's involved. Joining us now with more, Wendy Hensley, Executive Director of CASA of Northeast Tennessee. Wendy, great to have you on the show.
Good morning, Amy. Thank you for having me on this freezing cold day.
I know. Winter snow day indeed, but talking about CASA and just the wonderful things that you guys do for our community, and I know, we've been working with you guys for several years, but that demand out there for the services that you provide continues to be so important.
It does, Amy, and that demand continues to grow. At CASA, we stand with children who have been abused and or neglected, and we stand with them in juvenile court so that they are never alone when their case comes up. And we do that by using our volunteer advocates. And of course, we as the CASA staff like to make sure that our advocates are properly supported and trained. We don't ever throw anyone out there blindly. So that is what we have been working so hard to do at CASA, is to properly support and train our advocates.
And of course, training is crucial because they really have a lot to learn about the court system and how it works and what things mean, because their job is to help the child understand the process.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And our volunteer advocates come from all kinds of backgrounds. So some people may come in already knowing some about the court system and how it works with the Department of Children's Services and those kinds of things. But and the basic needs of children. Some people already come in with a fantastic understanding of that. But we are prepared to help anyone who wants to take a stand for a child. If a person wants to volunteer and be an advocate for a child and they're like, I don't have a clue where to start, I don't know what to do, that's what we're there for. We can take someone who just has that desire and that heart to help a child and get them properly trained and ready to roll and stand.
And Wendy, describe for us the relationship between your volunteers and the children that they represent.
Okay, sure. So our volunteers really get to know the child, and our purpose as CASA is to make sure that when a case comes up in court, that the child's needs are being properly represented, that the child, what they want and what they need takes a forefront in the courtroom. So our volunteers will spend time with that child. We like to say probably about 10 hours a month is what a volunteer will spend, a volunteer advocate will spend on a case that's counting court time and time with the child. Of course, in COVID, it has been very challenging, but our advocates have been very creative and they've spent time a child via Zoom, FaceTime, all kinds of creative ways, which has been really neat to watch their dedication and their caring for the kid. But they'll also, talk with school counselors and talk with doctors and different people who are involved with that child to get the full picture of what's going on and what we might recommend for the best to meet the needs of that child.
And I can only imagine what that means to the child who has gone through so much and is so trying to cope with everything that is thrown their way, to have an adult take a role in their life that is so important, to have somebody be there that's really just for them.
It's really sobering and a sad thought to think about. There are some children who will have a CASA advocate, and sometimes that's the only person that child will have that's in their corner for their entire childhood. The average case will last about 1 year, but we have some cases that go on for several years, and our advocates are very dedicated. The children have one advocate that stays with them the whole time that their case is open. So they always have someone on their side, whether that's for 6 months or 6 years, and they always have someone standing for them.
Wonderful. And the organization backs them with that training. You've got a class coming up in April, right?
We do. April 17th is 2 Saturdays and 1 Thursday evening. Um, so we get people trained, and then we assign mentors and do some job shadowing stuff so that everyone is completely ready. But we would love to talk to anyone who would like to be a CASA advocate. There is an application process, of course. We are thoroughly check our volunteers and explain to them our process and those kinds of things. So anyone who would like to be a part, we would love to talk to them and get their application started so they can get in on this class April 17th.
All right, great information, Wendy. Love what you guys do for the community. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Amy.
All right, here is that website to get started. If you would like to learn more information about becoming a volunteer, you can check out their information below. We'll be right back.